Good morning, everyone. So welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community, Oceania Hundok, with Reverend Yutaka Yamada on this day, the Saturday, 27th February, 16th of January, the 9th year of Tonga. So let's begin by offering a bow to our true parents, Chariot, Jombe, Paro, and let's recite a family pledge in Korean and English.
가정맨세 8. 전일국 주인, 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 전일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일제 이상을 이루어 지산 천국과 전산 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 8. Our family, the owner of Chongyilguk, pledges having entered the era of Chongyilguk to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. Thank you. So I'd like to ask Tsuniko Bab if she could offer the opening prayer.
Okay, let's play. Let's join play. Dearest Heavenly Parent, parent of humankind, thank you very much to opportunity here to together all community, Oceania, community to devotion to 40 days condition, to all unity among all members and all leaders, to create atmosphere warm and outside the people see us and to come to us and listen to us to what we're doing and respect to all the things we do, because so much offer to the all humankind. Father, Mother, please guide us to all this condition can work to mothers wish to offer that nation to Chonilguk, and especially they are so hard work throughout all entire life, all the members and the young members, whoever so much heart offer to you, Father, Mother. And please guide us to be with us this condition, and all the members can be liberate all the things in through that time and early morning to work through your spirit, good spirit. Yesterday we have prayer and good spirit. Father, Mother, thank you very much in this day, Saturday. We invite you to this, and I report James and Snake Bible Blessing family, all members are Jew.
Jew. Welcome, everyone. And we have 40 participants so far connected, and looks like in many of the connections we have many couples, so we have a lot of people here today. So welcome, everyone, and let's welcome Reverend Yutaka as he offers us Mother's words. Okay, let's greet him.
Okay. Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Thank you for coming this also morning devotion. Really, in the early morning, all our brothers and sisters gather together to put our heart, praying together, and read the Mother's read the Fundoke, this moment is really the precious time. And now, yesterday we had the Chombo Great Works. I think also all of you to attended that. Really, that the revive our spirit, especially that the three parents exercise was also interesting and really good. So we will keep healthy spiritual body and healthy physical body always, and to be young and to continue our physical life together with our heavenly parents and through parents, and really establish Choniguk and restore the nation and world. So today also continue about the reading of True Mother's autobiography, Mother of Peace. So let's continue. Let's start. Now we are talking about the mother's early childhood stories. So when we read those things, please also imagine, and please imagine the background. What kind of history True Mother is going and living. And actually, this history itself is not only True Mother's history. This history is our Heavenly Parents' history. How Heavenly Parents prepared in order to send our begotten son and begotten daughter to the Korean Peninsula, and behind of True Mother's life, how Heavenly Parents was working and guided. So through environment, through the meeting peoples, we can learn and we can feel and we can connect our True Mother's feeling and True Mother's life. So I will read this. Between our house and the hill, we had a small cornfield. When the corn was ripe, the husk would crack and yellow kernels of corn would appear through the long, silky hair. My mother would boil the ripened corn, put a generous number of cups in a bamboo basket, and call our neighbors to come and eat. They would come into our house through the gate, built from sticks, sit in a circle on our porch, and eat cups of corn with us. So in the old time in Korea, you can see this drawing picture. They are sitting and they put the food, the small table, and they eat together. I remember wondering why their faces did not look very bright, even though they were gratefully eating a delicious meal. Thinking about it years later, I realized these people were impoverished due to the severe exploitation of the occupying government. So the time when True Mother was born, 1943, 1945, 1948, at the moment in Korean Peninsula, our Korean situation was really changing and facing many kind of different challenges. Under the Japanese occupation until 1945, and from 1945 to 1948, North and South Korea, this Korean Peninsula was really moving how to independent clearly, and also USA side, China side, North and South, all things is mixing and mixed around. That environment was really confusing time. They had a hope, which they independent, but in the same time, they are looking for the new hope, how to create the future. So that time period, 1945, there are many kind of situation was happen. And that time, also the fighting between heavenly parents and Satan's side. So true mother was born 1943, and how was true father that time? True father ended the preparation of his life course, and officially he started his public life 1945, and to find the John the Baptist figure in the Korean Peninsula. So those situation was moving on behind. That's why many people, True mother also say, they are enjoy to eat the delicious food, but their face did not look very bright. That's why they also have a still on the way how to find the new hope and new life. So this is the mother's birthplace. When you're drawing things, the mother was born at 26, 신윤리 안주읍 안주군, South Pyongan province. So all the house is around like this, and if go and people gather there and eat together or talk together or pray together. So maybe some of you visited to Korea, the old traditional village. If you have a time, you can visit to the Korean traditional village. Then you can see what was their life 100 years ago or 400 years ago. Then there is many kind of traditional museum also. So if you visit there, also you can imagine totally different with current situation. Maybe our country also same. Now current building and a few hundred years ago, those building is totally different, right? So that's why in Korea, atmosphere really different. So if you go there, you can feel and you can imagine more. I would squeeze in between the grown-ups and try to eat the kernel of a small cup of corn. But as a small child, I was never successful. Noticing me, my mother would smile gently, break off some yellow kernels from her cup and put them into my mouth. I remember the sweet corn kernels rolling around in my mouth as if it were yesterday. That's why mother is remembering the memory with the mother. That time mother, through mother's mother, Temonim, they help mother to give the food, and also notice through mother's behavior, through mother's worriness, through mother's kind of things, and immediately grandmother, mother, Temonim, help mother, and also love and embrace. That's why in the mother's remembrance, memory, always there was the beautiful moment together with neighbors, mothers, grandmothers together. The Talle Bridge legend. So this is next place. Mother, why is where we live called Pyongan province? I was full of curiosity, and whenever I had a question about something, I ran to my mother and asked her for the answer. Every time my mother responded kindly, "Well, dear," she replied, "it is called that because Pyong part is the first character of Pyongyang, and the An part is the first character of Anju. Why do they take one character from each name?" I asked. So talking about Pyongan province. So Trumada asking why Pyong and why An, Pyongan. So this map is the North Korean map I showed before. So let's see. So this is Anju, where Trumada was born, and this is Cheonju, where Trufada was born. So Anju and Cheonju. And this orange color and also this pink color, these two provinces they will call Pyongan province, Pyongan-do. Then this place is Pyongan-bukdo, the northern province, Pyongan northern province, and this side is southern Pyongan province, Pyongan southern province. So this place is Pyongyang. That's why we see the Chinese character. This is Pyongyang. So first character is Pyong. So become here Pyong. This is Anju. So this is first character of An. So this is put An here. That's why Pyongan-do, Pyongan province. So that's why this area will be called as the Pyongan province. So mother is asking even any kind of curiosity. Mother asked to her mother, Temonim, and Temonim also answered and replied well to mother. It is because both of them are big district, she said. Over time, Anju had grown into a large town. It was surrounded by expensive plains that were ideal for farming, and there was normally plenty to eat. My father, Han Seung-un, was born on January 20, 1909. He was the eldest of 5 children of Han Byung-gong and Choi Gi-byung of the Cheonju Han clan at Yongfun village by the city of Anju. My father entered Mansong Public Primary School in 1919 when he was 10. So this part, actually in reading in Korean book, there was another sentence here. So I will also add those things. So over time, Anju had grown into a large town. It was surrounded by expensive plains that were ideal for farming, and there was normally plenty to eat. Anju, my hometown, has always been a very important region militarily and politically. It was also blessed with a large plain where farming flourished and food was abundant, and a large city had been built there since the ancient Joseon period. Cheonju, where my mother was born, is also the hometown of my husband, Reverend Moon. If you head south from there and cross the Chonchon River, you will soon reach Anju. In the past, the Chonchon River was called Salsu, and it is famous for the Salsu victory, in which General Ulji Mundok's army defeated a large Sui Dynasty army during the Goguryeo dynasty. The river divided the region into the north and south province of Pyongan. Just 60 kilometers north of Anju is Cheonju, my husband's hometown, and 75 kilometers south in Pyongyang. That's why this little bit missing these things, but Turmada also mentioning this the meaning of the Anju city, how important large town. This area is the important connection place from southern area to the China area, very big city. That's why military bases and also city bases, this place is really important. And another thing is Turmada's mother, Temonim, was born in Cheonju, and Cheonju is Turfather's hometown. So actually, Turfather and the mother, mother's mother, Temonim, is really living the same city. I don't know they are met each other at that time or not, but something there is also connection behind of that. Really, Anju, Cheonju is near city and really connected. So you can see this map, Turumada's birthplace. So Anju is there, the Pyongan Southern Province, Anju, and across the river. This side is Pyongan Northern Province, Cheonju. So this is Turumada's birthplace, Cheonju, and this is Turumada's place, about 40 kilometers. 40 kilometers is really not so much far. Just if you ride the car, I don't know how many minutes, how many hours, maybe 1 hour by car, right? So really father place and mother places was really close. So a place where God could settle down, a place with a warm, comfortable feeling. So this place, Anju, meanings like this, and Cheonju. Okay. Then talking about mother's father, Han Seung-eun. He had to leave after finishing the 4th grade, but his desire to learn led him to enter a private school, Yugyong School, in 1923, from which he graduated in 1925 at age 16. He then became a teacher at his alma mater, Yugyong School, for 10 years. During the chaotic period from Korean's liberation until 1946, he served as the vice principal of his other alma mater, Manson Primary School. So Turumada's father, Turumada's mother we call Temonim, right? And Turumada's father we call Tebunim. So this Tebunim father, he was a teacher in the primary school under from the Koreans' liberation moment until 1946. So even he served as the vice principal of his other alma mater, Manson Primary School. So even I think he's not so much old that time, 25, how old that time, 1946? Around maybe 37 years old. So when he was 37 years old, he was already the vice principal in primary school that time. And I lived with my father for only a brief time, but his gentle nature and features are engraved in my mind. He was meticulous and thrifty, and he was very strong. One day, he was out for a stroll on a local road when he saw some people struggling to clear a big rock from a rice field. He went over, lifted up the rock, and moved it out of the way. He was devout Christian and followers of Reverend E. Yondo, pastor of the New Jesus Church. Because of my father's work as a teacher and his active life of faith, he was really at home. He lived a life of service to God, even though the government tracked and persecuted Christians from independent churches such as his. So Turumada actually could not spend the time with Turumada for a long time, just spend for a short time with her father. And he was devoted Christian members and connecting with Reverend E. Yondo. So do you remember the name of Lee Yondo? He is one of the important figure as the prepared Christianity. So last time I shared the men's side, there are 3 prepared spiritual group. And women's side, there is also 3 prepared spiritual group. Do you remember that group? And they are the foundation to welcome the Messiah. So the Turumada's father is also connected to this church, Reverend Lee Yondo, pastor of the New Jesus Church. So this one. So background to mother. So in that moment, there was the spiritual churches group, able type group. That time there was two kind of Christianity. One is the Christian group who follow the government. That time is the Japanese government. Japanese government say to follow to the Japanese God. So even some Christian group, they are Christian, but they also follow the government order because, of course, this kind of order by force. So some Christian group follow that group. This is the King group. But another able type group, even there was government order, but they didn't didn't ignore their faith to God, faith to Jesus. So keep their faith, even receive persecution and the challenging situation, but they kept their faith to believe God and believe Jesus. And especially among them, many spiritual groups will receive inspiration. Now is the time Second Advent will arrive to this Korean peninsula. And the second coming is not coming from the earth, from the sky. The second coming is coming from the earth. So those groups were receiving this kind of revelation and they are prepared to meeting the Messiah. So men's side, this three group, Adam type, Taek Namju, church leader, and also Jesus type, Lee Yondo. That person, through mother mentioned that through mother's father's meeting, Lee Yondo church, and also John the Baptist time, Kim Ben-mun. So this person is actually strongly connected to father. So this is separately, maybe we can learn. He is actually one of the John the Baptist to give the benediction prayer to father that you are the second coming, you are the Messiah. So those kind of things, this Kim Ben-mun, he gave this kind of benediction to father. So women's side also three type. Eve type, Kim Son-do, and Maria type, Ho Ho-bin, and also Anna type, and Park Eul-yeon. So these three women's spiritual Christianity group, some kind of central figure. So women's side we can read again later in the True Mother's autobiography. So anyway, during that time, there is three special Christian group, men's side, and the three special Christian group for women's side. They are the foundation for welcoming through father and through mother. So those things was happen in that moment, and both family, even through mother's father side is connected, and even through mother's mother side, grandmother were connected directly. Those spiritual groups, prepared group. So if you read the True Father's autobiography, maybe you can find those names. And also, Yondo, I remember he met True Father, so I have to check again. So those things, they are happening together in that same providential time period in that time, around 1945. So this is talking also to mother's mother. My mother, Honsune, was born on March 18, 1914 in Jeonju, North Pyongan province. That is a town where my husband, Father Moon, also was born. She and her younger brother, my uncle, were born to a devout Christian couple, Hong Yuri and Jo Won-mo. So this is a temonim, Honsune temonim story. So Honsune temonim was born March 18, 1914 in Jeonju. So that time True Father was born January 6, 1920. So really just 6 years different and stay same city and same place. So really there is some big connection, even small moment. So God prepared those person. My maternal grandmother Cho Won-mo was direct descendant of Cho Han-jun, a wealthy scholar of Joseon dynasty. Cho Han-jun lived in a village of tiled roofed house in Jeonju, a community of people who held government positions. Not far from his home was a bridge across the Talle River. It once was a sturdy bridge made of neatly piled large stones, but over time it had deteriorated to the point that no one could cross it. No one had the time or resources to fix the bridge, and one day a flood swept it away and buried its stones in the riverbed. So this is a story about the Cho Won-mo. This is grandmother and the grandmother's family lineage. Through mother's grandmother Cho Won-mo, her was a direct descendant of Cho Han-jun. So Cho Han-jun, so this person was really the patriot and really famous person to help the city and help this society that time in Jeonju. The bridge was broken and he is the one who helped and built the bridge. So Trumada is sharing this story about the Talle River, how Cho Han-jun grandfather helped and built and received the liberation and received the dream. So those story is coming the next. So maybe this story tomorrow I can share to continue the next part about the Talle River. So anyway, around the Trumada's surrounding Trumada, there is many kind of environment and background is going on, and really there is some kind of connection with Trumada and Trufada already at that time, 1943, and when he was born, when grandmother was born, mother was born, and Trumada was born. So all moment is not just accidentally or simply happen. Even any kind of environment or situation, surely there is God's will and God's purpose. That's why through learning or reading, we can read how much our heavenly parents were prepared that each person or each area and each lives. This is not only talking about our true father and true mother, even ourselves is also same. Behind of ourselves, until we are connected and until we are here, how much our heavenly parents are prepared our life, our parents, our environment. Everyone had those kind of experience. I don't know why these things happen. I don't know why these things change my life because of small moment, small meeting, small happening. But because of that happening, I am here now. There is many kind of situation, even good things, even challenging things. But important things is how we will accept that and how we can find that, the meaning behind of that. Why God gave this kind of serious or severe or challenging moment to me, or this kind of environment you gave. Surely there is God's will and God's plan. That's why our attitude, how we can, how we will have an attitude toward our heavenly parents. Even any kind of things, really we will put ourselves calmly and pray deeply. Heavenly parents, what is your meaning? Now I'm facing this situation. What is your plan? What is your will? But surely I will connect with you and I will go with you. So don't worry, our heavenly parents. Those kind of attitude is very important in our life of faith. So really our true mother's life, true father's life, in the behind, really there are many kind of situations were planned already. So we can learn and inherit. So today also we will create the new day. God already prepared many kind of things for you, for us. So let's find that, even good things and bad things. Daniel facing the Melbourne house was fired 2 or 3 years ago, right? Even facing difficult situation, but God surely have plan for you, Aju. So we will create a new day. Let's have a great day and happy day. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Reverend Utaka. Yeah, let's thank him for giving his message to us. Okay. Yeah, that's listening to the stories. I was just engrossed in the stories of all the preparation that God has put in preparing for father, preparing for mother, making sure that all the environment was there. And I was just reflecting also how God has that so much detail for every one of us. The Bible quotes, he knows every hair on our head. When we look at the fine details of everyone's life story, we can see many instances of how God has touched our lives and given us an opportunity to make a choice. Do we choose going the way that God has destined for us to go, or do we choose another way because we get tempted or persuaded by environment or people and go different ways? All of us have intricate stories that brings us to where we are, and shapes us as the people we are, and it's a balance between God's 95% investment and our 5% in recognizing how God is moving. And that whole episode of father's early life and mother's early life are all examples of God is moving with a purpose to bring about change and to realize his ideal. And we should feel also the same way, that we were chosen by God because we're here. We recognize true parents, and we're amongst the first, and not only that, we're actually living and breathing the same air that our true parents have, because our great grandchildren or in the future will say, "Oh, I wished I lived in that time." Just like when I was young, I used to think, "Oh, I wished I lived in the time of Christ." Because being a Greek background, I thinking that my ancestors were there, and so I was feeling the same. We should appreciate how much God has invested in us to be here. So we share the same destiny, and so we need to really move in accordance with God's will. So thank you. I'd like to open it up to anyone who'd like to be first to make a comment. Yes. Mr. Arai, yes, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you today again, and give a very small testimony. When I joined church, I was high school, 18 years old. Then I was thinking why I could join, and then today's encouragement to mothers, to God in preparation, spiritual Christianity, paid encouragement indemnity. Then my case is my home is very local area, but my father's sister married with a Catholic Christian family, and their name is very funny, very unique. It's Keep God, that kind of name. And then maybe I was 10 years or 9 years old. I saw a cousin. Cousin. They are, I think almost a bit elder than me. And, she's really looks like devoted Christian already. Then when I see her, different from other people, like very holy. And I couldn't understand why people can see such holy. And very strongly, I think gave me, influence. Actually, she's become nun. She kept to that kind of faith all her life. And so I thought, I'm a kind of Buddhist background, but something in my family that kind of Christianity may connect it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Someone else would like to share? Yes, Tsuneko, go ahead.
I just wondering how deep mother's love through this condition that we really need to know that mother's birthplace, also mother's mother, Honsune, is like today's part is the mother put in the corn, right? She don't know how to eat corn. That is really mother's heart to put into mother with mother's hand to put into child's hand, right? But she can't don't know how to eat corn. That is Sunhone is so much deep love for true mother. And also you are the one chosen daughter, lovely, beautiful daughter. That's always Honsune telling to own daughter. That is mother grown up, such a loving environment and also beautiful scenery, which is mother, because with true mother and mother Honsune together work with always. That is strong devotion come from. Of course, she's very strong Christian, and also that is I can feel we also really need to connect with own daughter or whoever young one to grow them to deep love. That's my feeling from last night to this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, Chris, yeah, go ahead.
Yep. Look, I just have a small story about how mother is different from true father. And it's important because it's a simple story, but she has a different relationship to her thinking about how to relate with Heavenly Parent. And it's just a simple, practical story. But when we were in Seattle, True Mother was coming to visit us, and everybody prepared this beautiful meal and this beautiful salmon meal. And she came there, and when lunchtime came and she sat down with the meal and they brought out the salmon, and she said, no, take that salmon away from me. I don't want to look at that salmon. Please get it out of here. And everyone was really shocked. And they thought, whoa, somebody prepared this meal, must not be good or something. And then she told the story that her and father had gone fishing for 1 week on their own. And they dropped them off in an aeroplane and they left without any food. So they had no food for 1 week. And so father just caught salmon and they ate salmon for 1 week every meal. So when mother came to eat the salmon for that, just after that, they came to Seattle and she couldn't look at another fish. She was sick of fish. So the inspiration I got from that was father's relationship with God is, you know, never complain, never change, never, doesn't matter. We eat salmon 1 year, doesn't matter, you know. But mother's different, you know, she has a different relationship with God, and she often advised members to ask God for help, where father would just determine, you know, you've heard father say, God knows already, don't have to ask him anything, just go forward. So anyway, however you want to go, is a totally different avenue to approach God. I just wanted to make that point. And that avenue we can inherit from true mother as well as father's character. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. I also saw Isla and Janine, so maybe Isla can go first. Okay. Yes.
Good morning. Thank you, Reverend Yutaka, for this reading. Is so moved all of us also yesterday. Was an incredible feeling of home, because many of us have been in Champion so many times. So I reflected about this morning. I was grown on a farm. So there's a time when we never locked the doors, and we would wake up in the morning and a stranger would be sleeping on the couch in the kitchen. And then mother would feed that stranger, and then they would just continue and go next place. But then the time was when my parents locked the doors. Something changed. So I can feel that we, all of us are longing back to that beautiful time when everybody trusted each other. That's kind of feeling of kingdom of heaven. And so I just wanted to share that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Janine, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Just adding to what Seneko was saying, I felt when Reverend Yutaka, when we were going through this material, how both father and mother had a deep relationship and felt deep love from their mother. You know, father's mother really loved and supported him, and also mother's, how important it was. Just along what Seneko was saying. Yeah.
Thank you. Got Randall there with your hand up. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. There was I've been in different discussion groups about you know, is mother the only begotten daughter or not. And one of the things that inspired me was in True Father's autobiography. There's a section, Please Don't Die, and that was around the time when father married for the first time, and that was 1943. Anyone realize what is significant about the date 1943? It was when mother was born. And it starts off saying, I continued to devote myself to prayer and came to feel intuitively that the time to come for me to marry. So I decided to follow God's path. Everything about my life was done in accordance with God's will. Father got this intuitive feeling that now the time to marry was at the time when, you know, mother was born, it was kind of like, for me, it was kind of like a three wise men experience, that they kind of got this feeling, oh, the Messiah's, you know, the one that we're waiting for is here. You know, we have to do something. So Father has said that when something happens providentially, he gets this intuitive feeling. Now, it isn't clear like, you know, signposts of, you know, this is what you have to do and this is the timing and all the rest, but rather the intuitive feeling was, now's the time to marry, when mother was born. And this was, you know, something that really is impressive for me about True Mother as well, that, you know, this was, you know, another part of the revelation about the time of mother's birth. So, yeah, this whole section we're reading is about Only Begotten Daughter, so I thought that was relevant. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else like to share? Yes, Reverend Ito.
Yes. Good morning for everybody. Thank you so much to Reverend Yutaka's amazing explication, as he understands Korean deeply and know that true parent situation. And I felt True Mother said in the Foundation Day, we're living in the very golden time of our life. You know, we're a very precious person who met living Messiah, while true parents is on the earth. It's a very limited person could meet true parents and even attending. So we are a very precious person, each of us. So we need our own autobiography, how we met true parents. You know, our descendants wanted to know, surely in the future. So, you know, our background must be very special because we are chosen to be, you know, my name Ito is, you know, I'm scared to go to Korea, you know. The first governor, Japanese governor in Korea, the name is Ito, you know. So if I say Ito, you know, like Korean said, you know, Park Moon, Itan, something like this, you know, in Korean said. Anyway, we have a very background, very special. That's why we met through parents, and we are now here attending through parents. This is a very special. It's better to write everybody autobiography before we go to pass away. Spiritual. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We're now at that time where we need to offer our unison prayer together. So I'll just share the screen and we can offer unison prayer. Here we go. All right, let's begin. Ju. Thank you, everyone. And thanks for coming, and see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.
Great day.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you, John.